And a lot of times Lopez fought angry that fight. So he left himself wide the hell open. I don't think he gonna fight angry. I think he learned from that. However, shit, right range, marching forward, walking forward, not walking, but just, in your stance and putting that pressure on T.O., shit, you can have success. Yeah. Claggett had success against T.O. He did. He touched T.O. up more than anybody T.O. has ever been in the ring with. Had his face well the hell up. Oh, his face was knotted up after he got out of the ring with Claggett. Yeah. 8 jab after jab after jab. Claggett ain't nowhere. See, Claggett put that pace on you. Southpaw versus orthodox. You already know how difficult that can be. Your jab hand is hindered because you got the jab hands on the same side. You occupy that, Shakur, just like Crawford did with Canelo, and you force him to use his damn right hand. Force his ass to use that right hand, man. Yeah. Make him use that right hand. Make him lunge in with that right hand and counter the shit to him. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tim Bradley just revealed the blueprint that could shut down Teofimo Lopez before he ever gets going. According to Tim Bradley, Teofimo Lopez isn't just vulnerable in one area. There are multiple flaws in his game that Shakur Stevenson can fully capitalize on during the fight. Bradley believes that facing Teofimo may be easier for Shakur than most people think, especially if he exploits these weaknesses. In particular, Teofimo struggles when his rhythm is disrupted, and Shakur is uniquely positioned to take advantage of this on fight night, following a blueprint that could turn the bout in his favor.
Shakur and fans out there, man, Shakur ain't got to really move.
Highlighting the flaws in Teofimo Lopez, Tim Bradley brings his unique perspective on how Teofimo has made significant mistakes in past fights, leaving openings that can be strongly countered. He goes on to lay out the exact blueprint for Shakur Stevenson, showing how he can disrupt Teofimo's rhythm. Bradley's analysis points to one clear conclusion: Shakur Stevenson is set to showcase the technical mastery of boxing. According to Tim, fans are in for a performance of boxing greatness from Shakur in this fight.
The shot, and another shot he gonna be looking for is the left hook. Yeah, Shakur going to that damn Mayweather defense, Philly shell. That left hook is coming. He gonna be looking for that mug all night long. That left hook, left hook, left hook. But just keep Teofimo off balance. That's all he gotta do, is keep him off balance, man. Throwing them feints, fighting him off that jab, bro, it's gonna break his rhythm up, boy. He gonna struggle. He gonna have a hard time. But, Kambosos didn't rush in at him. Kambosos stayed underneath himself, stayed right there in front of him. That was it. Held his ground. That was it. Anytime Lopez would do something, Kambosos come right back with counters. Yeah, but he stayed close enough to get Lopez to react. And a lot of times Lopez fought angry that fight. So he left himself wide the hell open.
Tim Bradley advises Shakur Stevenson to be cautious of Teofimo Lopez's left hook while forcing him to rely on his right hand, the area where Shakur can apply calculated pressure. This pressure creates opportunities for feints, drawing Teofimo into traps and disrupting his momentum. Emphasizing footwork, Bradley notes that Shakur's superior movement makes Teofimo's style easier to break down. He warns that Teofimo must be prepared to face a relentless Stevenson, who, round by round, will control the fight and dominate without necessarily knocking him down.
Footwork gonna be very important in this fight, man. Shakur got better footwork than Teofimo Lopez. Oh, Teofimo Lopez can move laterally. Oh, he's sweet moving laterally. But there's a lot of mistakes with all that lateral movement, man. And his hands down and how he get out of position. All of that stuff. Nah, that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Shakur gonna be walking his down. Hey, under control. Feet gonna be underneath him. Getting out the damn way. Yeah. But anyways, man, Tim does a Storm Bradley. You already know the rest. Shakur ain't gotta run. He ain't gotta. I'm telling y'all, he ain't gonna do that. He gonna be right there. He gonna be right there in front of him. Like, let's go.
Adding on, Keyshawn Davis, another fighter on the January 31st card alongside Shakur Stevenson, has delivered a brutal reality check on the Shakur versus Teofimo matchup. He believes Shakur is on an entirely different level compared to Teofimo Lopez. Observing him closely in training, Davis predicts Shakur will be more focused than ever, executing a precise game plan that breaks Teofimo down round by round. According to Davis, this fight gives Teofimo very little chance, and the full realization of Shakur's dominance will only hit once he steps into the ring on January 31st.
I think that's another fun matchup, man. Is gonna I feel like Shakur's gonna beat him fairly easy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Um, Tio know exactly who he's facing, and I just feel like Shakur is just so focused, so locked in. But not only that, I just feel like his IQ is just on a whole nother level. Shakur IQ is crazy, for real. And he gonna show that, January 31st, he gonna show that he levels ahead of Teofimo, for sure.
Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez remains confident that he will raise his hand as the victor in this matchup, and his statements suggest he may be underestimating Shakur Stevenson more than he should. Brimming with confidence, Teofimo asserts that he is one of the best athletes in the world and that fans will witness him knock out Shakur Stevenson. He emphasizes that Shakur will have to face him head-on, as he's determined to showcase his exceptional skills in this fight, and he makes it clear that he doesn't care what the experts have to say.
Surprising would it be for you to get a knockout next Saturday?
It won't be surprising for me. Honestly, it won't be surprising at all when the outcome is my hand raised. I'd be more like, what did people expect? I'm just not a athletic person or fighter. If that was the case, bring all the athletes from different worlds of their own sport and bring them into the boxing and see if they could do what I do. It's really skills. It's really the love and the passion I have for the sport of boxing and what I want to become and who I want to be seen as to the next generation. This fight is really important, Andreas. This fight is very important as far as setting a good example for the next generation.
And that's where Tim Bradley's warning comes in. He cautions Teofimo Lopez not to underestimate Shakur Stevenson, reminding him of how badly he struggled against Steve Claggett. Breaking it down, Bradley asserts that Shakur is a higher-level fighter than any of Teofimo's past opponents and has a precise plan to handle Teofimo's explosiveness. He believes Shakur will not only realize this in the ring, but the world will see it too, that Teofimo's power and hype are not the reality. On fight night, Shakur will stand right in front of Teofimo, delivering the toughest battle of his career and proving Bradley's analysis correct.
Claggett is one of them type of fighters that, like, skill for skill, he know he can't match you. So what he try to do is he puts the pace high and the tempo high. No, that's not Shakur, but all I'm saying is Shakur, if he get hot on that jab and he walking them down, shit, he can make the fight easy for himself right there too. Yeah. And just watch them explode. When he explode in with combinations, step back out of range, make him fall short. That's it. But Shakur ain't got a I personally don't expect Shakur to be moving around the ring like crazy. I don't expect that. I don't expect it.
Calling Teofimo Lopez's style a catch-and-shoot type of game, Tim Bradley doesn't stop at warnings. He also predicts how Shakur Stevenson will brutally dismantle Teofimo in the ring. He lets the audience and Teofimo's fans know that this fight will not be the walk in the park Teofimo expects. Highlighting exactly where Teofimo's flaws lie, Bradley delivers a deep-dive analysis, mapping out how he sees the fight playing out. His advice to Shakur promises one thing: edge-of-your-seat action for this showdown, and he hints that the reality inside the ring will be just as explosive as he predicts.
Once Shakur gets comfortable with that power, once he gets acclimated to that power and he's like, he don't hit as hard as everybody say he do. Oh yeah, then that's when he can step up and step on that damn gas. Yeah. Yeah. How fast can you calculate? How fast can you calculate what's going on? Because Tio struggles with that, man. Calculating. Yeah, he struggles with that. Yeah, he got a nice little catch and shoot game. He does. Anytime Shakur, if he throw that left hand, he should expect that right hand uppercut. He got a catch and shoot game. He does. Yeah. The mug is automatic, like a Venus flytrap. You know what I'm saying? That fly down on there, and just close it down. Clamp it down. Yes. Hey, Teofimo, as soon as he feels contact, bow, he coming back with an uppercut. Or bow, coming back with the right hand. You gotta expect that.
Meanwhile, former world title challenger Oscar Valdez adds further insight on the fight, breaking down the highly anticipated Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson matchup. Having previously shared the ring with Shakur, Valdez explains why Stevenson is such a difficult puzzle to solve, highlighting his composure, patience, and defensive awareness. He also points out the key mistakes Teofimo must avoid, emphasizing how ring IQ, reach, power, and subtle tactical adjustments could ultimately decide this high-level high-level chess match.
No, he's a defensive fighter. I mean, that's always been said from all culture. When you fight guys that fight on the back foot or they run, hit them to the body. But it's one of those things again where it's easier said than done. You know, hit the body. You know, yeah, of course, certain people have the knockout power, but you got to hit them first. And Shakur Stevenson, the way he's positioned, the way his back foot's there, and then you see him comfortable, and he's all right. This is my shot, and you throw it. He just rocks back, or he has that back foot, just steps back, and he has a long reach, so he just counter punches you. And that's part of the game. You get hit and not get hit. And Shakur Stevenson does it to the T. He perfected that since he was an amateur and Olympian, silver medalist, and now he's done it as a professional. You know, maybe not the whole world enjoys it, but the boxing, the pure boxing fan will maybe appreciate that.
Entering this matchup, Teofimo Lopez is largely viewed as the fighter with the edge in raw power and explosive movement. Oscar Valdez notes that sharp, reactive footwork combined with smart control off the back foot could help Teofimo find early success. However, he stresses that to truly challenge Shakur Stevenson, Lopez must close the gap and commit to consistent body work. Valdez goes on to outline the traits that set Teofimo apart, explaining why he considers him one of the few fighters capable of seriously testing and possibly beating Stevenson.
Its advantages of Teofimo Lopez, the reach, we give him to Shakur, and what else?
Footwork.
Footwork. You know, they both got good footwork. But the one thing that I think is going to be just the key is that everybody knows the
Ring IQ.
Ring IQ, but the defensive. Being the defensive wise, I think no one beats Shakur on that one. So yeah, you might have all this right here, but you gotta hit the guy first. So that's where it becomes tricky. That's where it becomes tricky. Someone like Shakur Stevenson, where he's just an amazing defensive fighter.
In his analysis, Oscar Valdez delivers a balanced assessment while advising Teofimo Lopez, making it clear that this is far from a simple task. By emphasizing Shakur Stevenson's distinctive strengths and contrasting their styles, Valdez acknowledges the difficulty of the challenge ahead. Still, he maintains that Teofimo has a real chance to win. However, he cautions that Stevenson brings a level of skill rarely encountered, and only consistent, intelligent pressure can unsettle his defense. Valdez's perspective adds yet another strategic dimension to the route Teofimo must take to claim victory.
Like I said, you just said it that, but try to put the pressure like Camarón Cepeda did, and just wait for your shot to land good, and make that damage where he has no other option. Now, we all got tremendous fighters who box very well. You got Sugar Ray Leonard till Roberto Duran came, and he ended up catching him. You got Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. He was an amazing defensive fighter till Zurdo Ramirez came in and beat him, and other fighters. So everyone I think time will tell what type of fighter, but I would say a pressured fighter. Maybe someone like Pitbull. We know Pitbull has had some losses.
Meanwhile, former heavyweight contender Malik Scott steps into the discussion to reveal what he believes is the true X factor on both sides. Having shared the ring with elite fighters like Oleksandr Usyk and Joseph Parker, Scott draws clear parallels between Shakur Stevenson's jab and Usyk's, calling it a major problem for Teofimo Lopez. Still, he points to unpredictability as Teofimo's key weapon, stressing that Lopez must initiate the action with sudden, unanticipated attacks to break Shakur's rhythm before he can fully establish control.
The X factor for Shakur, to me, is distance, which he's very good at doing, especially with his feet. Him and Usyk, they both are very good.
Probing with the jab too,
yes,
right?
Probing with the jab, keeping the distance, making short steps going back. They really don't overcommit. And with Teo, I think it's going to be. I think like in Teo last fights, I don't know the last time we've seen a Teo big knockout how we used to see, especially since he moved up in the weight class. But I think this is a fight where he should go back to depending on that, not just going so powerful, but he should just pick his shots. He should punch a lot where Shakur is going to be at and not where he's at. He's going to have to cut off the ring, and to me, he really should work on not overcommitting, because overcommitting with the likes of Shakur, with the likes of Usyk, they make you pay when you overcommit, and I'm sure Shakur is dependent on that.
Outlining a potential route to victory for Teofimo Lopez, Malik Scott emphasizes that success depends on measured aggression, paired with sudden explosive attacks while keeping consistent forward pressure. He expands on the importance of timing, noting that Teofimo's best opportunities arise when Shakur Stevenson is forced toward the ropes, creating moments to unleash his power. At the same time, Scott issues a warning. Any defensive breakdown could be punished immediately, as Shakur's quick counters and elite reactions are more than capable of ending exchanges in an instant.
Shakur up, how would I say this? I don't want to just make it seem like come across as if Shakur is novice, but the times that Shakur is putting himself against the ropes, this is the time that Teofimo is going to have to depend on his explosiveness. He's going to have to depend on his offset lead right hands. He's going to have, but even doing that, everything with Teo comes off his front foot, his explosiveness, his speed, everything. So it's almost like whenever the times he gets Shakur up against the rope, he got to pick his shots well, but then after that, he have to be ready to defend, because with Shakur, the return is always coming. So he got to go into the offensive lane, but he have to go into it with good defense, which in my opinion, he really don't do that good.
Malik Scott identifies Teofimo Lopez's clearest opportunity when Shakur Stevenson is pressed against the ropes, a position where Teofimo can let his explosiveness take over. At the same time, Scott issues a caution, noting that Shakur ranks among the elite body punchers in the sport, likening his craft to that of Pernell Whitaker and Floyd Mayweather. While Lopez may find brief openings, Scott ultimately believes Stevenson's overall skill set could make the contest appear more one-sided than expected, tilting the fight firmly in Shakur's favor.
Take the Cepeda fight, right? Yeah. But don't have Shakur as much in the corner. I think Shakur wins easily. I just don't trust Shakur on the ropes, stuck in the corner against Teo. Against other fighters, I could get why he would do that, but against Teo punch selections is a lot better than any fighter that Shakur has ever fought. His speed is a lot more rapid than, to me, any fighter Shakur has ever fought. And he's the best athlete Shakur has ever fought. And he's the most explosive fighter Shakur has ever fought. So he's in the fight, definitely. But if you ask me, I'm always going to go with the guy with the best defense, the guy with the best skills, the southpaw that has a little bit of height on him. Shakur don't have short arms, so he has a lot on his side.
As the discussion unfolds, one fact becomes clear. Shakur Stevenson is the most skilled boxer heading into this matchup. At the same time, Teofimo Lopez's explosiveness presents a challenging obstacle for Shakur, and opinions on how the fight will play out are mixed. One such perspective comes from undefeated lightweight champion Andy Cruz. While he believes Shakur's high boxing IQ gives him the edge, Cruz also acknowledges that Teofimo possesses all the tools needed to beat Stevenson, making this fight a true clash of talent and strategy.
Yeah, he says he believes Shakur because of his high IQ. Shakur's gonna win the fight.
What does Teofimo have to do against a really master technician if he's gonna win that fight by upset?
¿Qué tú crees que Teo tiene que hacer para ganar esa pelea? Una persona que es bien inteligente.
Sí, Teofimo tiene todas las herramientas para lograr la victoria. Simplemente es llevar a Shakur a su terreno.
Yeah, he has all the tools. He's just gonna have to just bring it to him. That's it. But he has all the tools to beat him.
Andy Cruz has also laid out a plan for Teofimo Lopez on how he can win this bout. He describes what he calls the perfect game plan for Teofimo to follow and believes that any deviation from it will cost him the fight. Cruz emphasizes that handling Shakur will be tough, and Teofimo must engage in a way that minimizes the chances of getting hit. At the same time, Cruz insists that Teofimo's main focus should be on landing clean shots on Stevenson, as Shakur is the kind of fighter who rarely takes damage, and capitalizing on openings will be critical to his success.
Y salida rápida y conectar los golpes más claros. Es boxeo y puede pasar cualquier cosa, pero tiene que sacar a Shakur de su terreno si quiere vencerlo.
Yeah, basically he's saying that he's two great fighters, but he's gonna have to do that in and out, hit, get out, to be able to beat him. If he goes in there with another game plan, he might not win the fight. He's not gonna win this fight.
But he's saying go in and out.
Yeah, like hit and he's gonna have, basically saying in and out as hit and get out, try not to get hit, but also hit him because Shakur doesn't get hit.
Now the blueprint is out there. Break the rhythm, control the tempo, and turn Teofimo's explosiveness against him. But boxing never follows the script perfectly. So here's the real question. Do you agree with Tim Bradley, Malik Scott, and Oscar Valdez? Or do you believe Teofimo Lopez has the X factor to flip this fight on January 31? Drop your prediction in the comments below. And make sure to like the video, subscribe for more elite boxing breakdowns, and stay locked in, because this showdown might redefine everything we think we know about both fighters.